Welcome to our deep dive into some of the most disturbing facts from the Middle Ages. Prepare to be shocked by the hygiene practices and living conditions of that era. When we think of the Middle Ages, images of knights, castles, and epic battles often come to mind, yet beneath the surface of this romanticized era lies a darker, grimier reality. Today we journey back in time to uncover the shocking hygiene secrets of this bygone age. These are the stories that lie hidden amidst the tapestries and stone walls, the stories that history books often shy away from. Join me as we delve into a world where stench was commonplace and cleanliness a luxury few could afford. In the heart of France stands the Palace of Versailles, a symbol of grandeur and opulence. Its gilded halls and manicured gardens whisper tales of lavish banquets and royal intrigue. Yet behind this facade of splendor lies a rather unsavory truth. For within the walls of this magnificent palace, a basic necessity was conspicuously absent: bathrooms. Can you imagine in this sprawling testament to human achievement, not a single lavatory to be found? The consequences, as you can imagine, were far from fragrant. Human waste, disposed of unceremoniously from windows, painted a rather different picture of life at Versailles. The modern world affords us a plethora of conveniences, items we take for granted: toothbrushes, deodorants, perfumes, and of course the humble toilet paper. These everyday essentials, however, were absent from the daily lives of even the most privileged during the Middle Ages. Imagine for a moment a world without these basic comforts. The very air, heavy with the stench of unwashed bodies and refuse, served as a constant reminder of the era's rudimentary relationship with hygiene. Picture a grand banquet hall within a medieval palace, the air thick with the aroma of roasting meats and spiced wine. Hundreds of guests, adorned in their finery, gather around the banquet table, ready to indulge in a feast fit for a king. Yet behind this spectacle of abundance and merriment lurked a disconcerting reality. The kitchens, responsible for preparing these elaborate meals, often operated with a shocking disregard for hygiene. The very hands that seasoned the stews and kneaded the bread were often the same ones that disposed of waste, a practice that would make even the most iron-stomached observer blanch. Chapter 4. The Language of the Fan. In countless period dramas and historical films, we see elegantly attired men and women, their faces partially obscured by ornate hand fans. This we often assume is an elegant solution to the sweltering heat of the era. While heat undoubtedly played a role, the truth behind this ubiquitous accessory is far less romantic. The gentle wafting of these fans served a dual purpose: not only to cool oneself, but also to disperse the pervasive and often unbearable body odor that permeated the air. Imagine, if you will, the sheer potency of an odor that required such constant and vigorous fanning. Chapter 5. Lackeys more than meets the eye. In the rigid social hierarchy of the Middle Ages, nobles often employed servants known as lackeys to attend to their every need. These attendants, clad in livery, were entrusted with a rather peculiar duty: to stand behind their masters and mistresses, fanning them incessantly. This seemingly menial task, however, served a crucial purpose. The constant fanning served not only to create a pleasant breeze, but also to ward off insects, drawn to the ever-present scents of the era. Chapter 6. Gardens of Versailles, a royal convenience. The Gardens of Versailles, sprawling and meticulously manicured, are a testament to the artistry of landscape design. They were a place of leisure and recreation, a verdant escape from the confines of palace life. However, these seemingly idyllic gardens held a secret, one that belies their pristine appearance. In the absence of proper sanitation, these very gardens served as a convenient, if somewhat unsavory, open-air toilet. Imagine, if you will, the stench that must have permeated those meticulously pruned hedges and vibrant flower beds. June, with its long days and balmy nights, has long been considered a popular month for weddings. In the Middle Ages, however, this preference was dictated not by romantic notions, but rather by a rather pungent reality. May, you see, was traditionally the month for the first bath of the year. June weddings, therefore, represented a time when the populace was, shall we say, at their most tolerable in terms of personal hygiene. The concept of daily showers or baths, so commonplace today, was utterly alien to the people of the Middle Ages. Bathing, when it did occur, was a communal affair, often taking place in a single large tub filled with hot water. However, even this rare luxury was subject to the rigid social hierarchy of the time. The head of the household, be it a nobleman or a wealthy merchant, had the privilege of the first dip in the freshly drawn water. As the water became increasingly murky, it was then enjoyed by the rest of the household in descending order of social standing. Imagine a world without modern housing, a world where homes were simple structures, often with thatched roofs and open beams. These homes, while providing shelter from the elements, were far from the sanitized havens we enjoy today. In fact, they were often shared with a menagerie of creatures, both great and small. Dogs, cats, rats, and insects all sought refuge within the warmth of these dwellings, their presence an accepted, if not entirely welcome, part of daily life. Imagine, if you will, the cacophony of sounds and, dare I say, smells that must have filled these shared spaces. In the Middle Ages, pewter plates, with their dull sheen, were a common sight on the tables of those who could afford something more than wooden trenchers. These plates, however, held a hidden danger, one that could prove fatal. Certain foods, when placed upon these pewter plates, reacted with the metal, causing lead poisoning. Imagine, then, the irony of a hearty meal, intended to nourish and sustain, becoming a source of illness and even death. Thanks for watching. If you found these facts as disturbing as we did, make sure to like and share this video. The Middle Ages, while often romanticized, were a time of stark contrasts, where opulence and squalor often existed side by side. These hygiene secrets, far from being mere historical curiosities, offer us a valuable glimpse into the lives of those who came before us. They serve as a potent reminder of the progress we've made and the importance of appreciating the conveniences we often take for granted. Stay tuned for more intriguing historical insights.